next lesson, we will add the creature's claw bones, and then we'll work on mirroring its arm. Let's move back to our side view. We must really like the side view. Well, it's not that, it's just that it's a great view to draw our bones from initially using this profile. Let's go ahead and grab our bones tool, and let's go ahead and decrease our width and height even more. Let's go ahead and set this to about 0.5. Okay, great. From here, we'll just go ahead and start to, again, follow this profile for each finger. All we need are about 2 bones. So let's go ahead and get started. So here's one finger. We'll go to the next. Okay, and then finally the thumb. Nope. Go ahead and make sure that we click away from the wrist so it doesn't get connected to that just yet. Alright, now we can move back to our perspective view. And we can start to move these bone objects in place. So we'll go ahead and grab one of the roots. Go ahead and start translating it over. And then we can start to rotate that bone in place so that it fits nicely inside of the mesh. Alright, that looks good. If anything, I think we can translate it forward just a little bit more in the y-axis. Alright, we'll go ahead and grab the next bone object. There's its root. Let's go ahead and slide it over. And again, we'll reorient it so that it fits inside of this claw. Okay, might go ahead and translate it down a bit more, translate it forward. I think that looks really nice. Great, if anything, we can use bone edit mode to fix the nub. We'll worry about that later. We have the thumb to fit in, so let's go ahead and bring that inside of the mesh. And we'll go ahead and start to twist this. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Let's go ahead and zoom in close just to make sure that we're okay with where it has been positioned. I might go ahead and twist it around in the y-axis as well as in the x-axis, and I think that will work out well. So now, let's go ahead and grab our move tool. Let's go ahead and have it set to local mode, and we'll start to use bone edit mode to clean up any bones we might need to. So I think that the first bone that we have placed inside of the claw, I think that it's pretty good. I might go ahead and grab the root, and maybe translate it up and over. And I think that's fine. We'll go to the next bone object. I think we can go ahead and grab the nub here, translate that down, and place it so it's at the end of the nail. And I'll go ahead and grab the bone above that. I'll just go ahead and translate that down the finger so we have a better pivot point. And now for the thumb, we'll go ahead and adjust the nub. And we'll also go ahead and grab the bone before it and just pull that back and down again so we have a better pivot point. It looks like the root can be pulled forward a bit more. And I'm doing this in the y and x axes. Great, because that's the only axis that we need to adjust these bone objects in. I think everything else looks great. Alright, so once we've managed to do this, we know that this would be a good moment to go ahead and link all of our roots to our wrist bone. So with them all selected, we'll grab our link tool, and we'll have them all linked. Alright, beautiful stuff. Let's say we go ahead and freeze their transforms. We could also have them stored in our skeleton layer. Great, and now we can go ahead and work on renaming them. So we'll follow the same naming convention that we use for the toes. Except here, we can always go with, let's say, claw A, B, and C. Alright, so for this first bone I have selected here, I'm going to go ahead and name this BN L claw A 01. The next bone object, I'm just going to the root here, just to kind of show you how we'll go ahead and have these renamed. It's claw B Then when we get to the thumbs root, that'll be claw C. Now, how do we handle the fact that there are multiple bones for each root? Well, all we need to do is go ahead and add, let's say, another letter here, just to name these alphabetically. So here's how this will look. Since we're on claw C right now, this will be renamed to BNL claw C A01. It's as simple as that. So I'll just go ahead and copy that name, go to the next bone, paste, and that's claw C B01. And then when we get to the nub, it's going to be BE claw C C01. So let's go ahead and do that for the other bone objects, and I'll pause the video. Alright, so now that all of our bone objects have been renamed, we can now go ahead and mirror the arm. Now I'd like to show you that you don't necessarily have to use a helper. I just find that the helper that we use is kind of helpful, that's what I meant to say, because we have a point that we can just quick snap to. But if you wanted to, you could always just go ahead and grab the entire arm. Let's go ahead and grab the shoulder, press Control Page down, and we'll go ahead and choose Mirror. Alright, so once we have our offset, we'll go ahead and choose OK. And now we can go ahead and grab the root for our shoulder, the one that we've already taken care of. We'll make sure that our coordinate system is set to world mode, with our move tool active, and you can see here we have the value we need for the bone on the opposite side. So we could always just go ahead and copy that in the x-axis, go to the root for our mirrored chain, paste, and use the reciprocal. And there we have it. So again, you don't necessarily need that helper. I just find it very helpful to be able to snap to that point. Alright, great. Well, now that we've managed to mirror this chain, we know that we have a bit of cleanup work to do. We need to go ahead and make sure that it's going to be linked to our root. We also need to make sure that we have all of these renamed. So we're getting rid of the L, we're replacing that with an R, and we're getting rid of the suffix mirrored. And then we'll want to make sure that this entire chain is stored in our skeleton layer. So we'll go ahead and press Control Page down. And with all of those bones highlighted, we'll have them stored in that layer. Alright, great. So I'll go ahead and leave the other bones up to you. Let's go ahead and make sure that they are renamed. Let's make sure that we freeze their transforms. And in the following lesson, we'll go ahead and add inverse kinematics to the arms. And then at that point, we should be ready to skin our character.